All right. I think we got our technical difficulties figured out. So,
Yay!
yay. Welcome, everybody, to White Sands Self-Care Community. I am your host, Laura Cross, and I am so excited to have with me today Tanja Degitz. She is originally from Germany, and she is living her best beach bum life in Spain. As a digital nomad, she runs her passion business online as a nervous system regulation coach for women in chronic pain. So Tanja, thank you very much for joining us today. And tell me, what inspired you to become a mentor for women that are in chronic pain?
So first of all, thank you for having me today. I'm really excited to be here. What inspired me to become a mentor for women with chronic pain is my own story. I was bedridden. I felt misunderstood by Western medicine. I felt super frustrated. And I developed low back, hip, arm, foot, neck, shoulder, whatever pain you can imagine. And there was a point when I was like, okay, there must be another way. And nervous system regulation, brain rewiring, and having healthy habits is just what worked so well for me. And I haven't seen anybody else combining everything, like bringing trauma coaching in and combining everything the way I do it, because usually it was like, okay, we focus only on nervous system regulation, or we focus only on mindset work, or we only focus on healthy eating and healthy habits. But I felt like the whole package, nobody out there was really offering. So I was like, I'm going to figure this out, and then I'm going to help other people figuring this out, because I want others to have an easier ride than me, and I don't want it for them to take 2.5 years.
Yeah, and I think that's wonderful, being able to, take that knowledge and your experience and put that together and share with others. So how do you help women self-heal from their chronic symptoms?
So we look at the emotional root cause in session 1, and I usually ask questions like, what happened back then when you started developing this pain? And if it's been 10 years or something like that, and they can't remember what has been happening in their lives or in their business or in their professional life or anything, then I usually ask them, when is it the worst? When are the flare-ups? And what has been happening before and during? So is there anything that makes the pain worse? For example, stress at work, or an argument with the husband, or something like that. A certain person triggering you. And then we also look at the trauma healing. So we look at the inner child, and we do a lot of inner child healing as well. And we look at your patterns. So for example, perfectionism is a very popular one, or people pleasing. I feel like a lot of people, and also women especially, that come to me, they really struggle with being high achievers and just do all the time, up to the point where they're burning out and developing chronic pain. And that's not only what happened to me or for me, but also what happened to most of my clients.
Yeah, I can say I can relate to some of those.
Yeah.
I had to throw
we
away
look
the
at
perfectionism, but yeah, I've been accused of that.
Yeah, we look at personality traits, we look at past stressors, and we look at current stressors as well. And then we look at where you're at with your nervous system. So we do a nervous system audit and look in which nervous system state, for example, fight, flight, or freeze, or fawn, you are predominantly, so most of the time. And when we've done the audit, then we can do something about it. So either you have to upregulate or you have to downregulate. So it depends. If you're very, very stressed, you're probably going to have to downregulate. And if you're feeling really low, not motivated, slow, foggy thoughts like brain fog, then you have to upregulate. So that means you could turn on some music and dance a little bit, or just sway from right to left, just really gently getting yourself out of that state and back to the restful state. So rest and digest, it's called. And this is where the healing happens. And the more you are in rest and digest, the faster you're going to heal.
Yeah. And it's amazing. Sometimes it can be just the slightest change or activity that can, help you reset, like you said, swaying or music. It's just, it doesn't have to be, everybody thinks it has to be so major, but it can be like the smallest thing. But
Exactly.
yeah,
And also not just regulating when you are feeling a certain way and when you dysregulate, but also regulating when you're regulated. Because this is how we create a new neural pathway. And that is necessary to become pain-free and to become a self-healer and to self-heal your chronic issues. And then
so
the
basically
third
doing
part
it all the
is
time and not waiting until every time, letting
exactly,
it go until you're in
yes,
pain and then try to fix.
exactly. Yeah. And then we also look at the brain and at your mindset. So if you have thoughts like, I will never heal, this is just my reality, things like that, then most likely this is what you're going to get in your reality. And you will never heal. So we look at that, and we look at what is there on evidence that you are going to heal. So maybe the evidence could be me, it could be someone else you've heard about, it could be a podcast. Like I can inspire a lot around that. Or it could be 5 pain-free minutes. Or it could be the pain is moving to different spots in the body, which is also a sign that it's a mind-body issue. And then we look at that and we speak directly to your brain. So we tell your brain, okay, this is temporary. This is not going to stay with me. This is not something dangerous. Like the people that come to me, they have double checked with Western medicine that it's not something bad like cancer or MS or something like that. But right. Even if it is something like that, mind body work is really powerful and it can still help you cope.
I would think so, especially because you have to be in the right mindset if you're going to battle some of that stuff. Because exactly. I know I always tell people mindset is like over 90% to me of the battle, because if you've already gone and said, oh, well, this is my, just accept it, then you just kind of spiral down rather than helping to boost to be able to fight whatever it is you have going on.
Exactly. But the problem is if you just work with the mind, like the top-down approach, that's something, for example, that didn't work for most of my clients and myself either.
Right.
And like, that's why I start with the nervous system. And when you're feeling more regulated, that's when we can go towards the mind. And you'll realize as well, the more regulated you are, the more capacity you have to deal with stuff that life throws at you. Could be a last minute cancellation from a client, stress with your boss, whatever it is, but you are going to have a bigger capacity of holding all these things. And then we can look into the mind as well and do some reframing there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the combination is
treating the body as a whole.
Exactly, like a holistic approach.
Yeah. So seeing, given that, what is your favorite self-care or nervous system regulation that you like to do?
Definitely getting in nature. So putting my phone away, going for a walk in nature, doing some barefoot grounding, especially when I feel like I'm in a fight-flight response. Meditation as well. And also there's like self-touch exercises from somatic healing that are really nice, or giving yourself a self-hug, or like a butterfly tapping is really nice. So these are my favorites. Or just drinking a hot tea mindfully, not doing anything else around you.
What exactly can you tell us kind of what was something like that does, like the butterfly tapping?
Yes. So I call it butterfly tapping, but I think it's called bilateral butterfly hug or something like that. So this is something that is really powerful when you feel like you're not in a present moment and you are just overthinking and you feel really stressed and you're in that like fight-flight response. And then this is how you can calm yourself down, bring yourself back to the present moment and into the here and now. Like I can already feel like I'm calming down.
Very nice. So
if you're watching, feel free to.
Yeah.
Try it out.
I was going to say, yeah, I've been accused of overthinking too. And normally I catch myself more, but that's a good exercise to do and to fix that. How can people work with you?
People can work with me currently one way, and that's in my program, 4 months mentorship with me. where I help you self-heal your chronic pain. And it's you get 8 calls on Zoom or Google Meets, and we focus on giving you the tools to self-heal from stress, from anxiety, from chronic pain or chronic symptoms. And I combine the nervous system approach with the mindset work and the brain rewiring. And that's usually what, gives you a lot of pain relief and leads to fully healing as well. So I'm at 90% healing, and you can find me on Instagram, Making It Possible. I think you will link it here probably.
Yes, I will.
You can find me on Facebook. You can write me an email as well. So on my Instagram, there's also a link that you can tap, and you can fill out a pre-coaching form if you're interested. And another way I work with women only as well is in my women's circle for empowerment. I have a self-love women's circle coming up, and that is for everybody, not just people that feel like they have chronic pain, but also people that feel a little bit of stuckness. They feel like they're really hard on themselves. They have a really strong inner critic. You're stupid, things like that. When they make a mistake, for example, that is something that I can help with as well.
That is awesome. Yeah, and we will definitely put all of those links in the comments. It'll be in the comments below. This interview, all the other ones, they're all put on my White Sand Self-Care YouTube channel. So we'll also have the full description and all the social links and how you can reach out with Tanja there as well. And so, yeah, Tanja, anytime you have, like these programs or special offerings, please feel free to share that with the group. Would love for you to do that, because we're all about connecting people, providing that education and resources to help people on a healthier lifestyle. So I really appreciate you taking the time to be here with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really fun.
Thank you. And I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday weekend. I know in the States, we just finished with Labor Day weekend, although I didn't take that off. I'm taking the week off coming up because my family's coming in tomorrow night. So
beautiful. Yeah, I remember that.
We worked through the weekend, but we will definitely have some downtime coming up because that is important to your self-care.
Definitely.
So, thank you, Tanja, very much for joining me. And like I said, everybody, take a look at the comments here in the group or check out the YouTube channel, White Sand Self-Care on YouTube. You will have all of her information and how to get a hold of her. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.